We are yet to discover South Africa. We are yet to discover. You know, you get you should just keep quiet. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are doing a review of the ultimate girls trip South Africa, and the girls are in Jamaica. I literally could not wait to do a review on this series because I just feel like it's going to be the most interesting thing that we're going to watch after the Real Housewives of Durban, because we know that's the hottest one, right? But yeah, I could not wait to review this. Literally after the first episode, I was just like, should I do a review or should I wait for just 2 more episodes, then I'll do a review? But I was just like, I cannot wait. So I waited out reviewing the first episode Ilewani, and I watched the second episode. Today is Monday, by the way. I just watched the second episode. So yeah, because I'm not drinking, I will be having an appetizer so that it feels like I'm drinking wine. Let me actually pour out this water. If you do not have a drink with you, I would honestly suggest you get yourself a drink, because I just feel like this is like a girl's chat, you know, like. I just washed my glass. I literally washed my glass. I'm not understanding why it's looking dirty. Before we start, let's do a cheers to yet another amazing franchise. And I just feel like the conceptualization of this show was just amazing. Like the fact that they nitpicked different women from different franchises, and I feel like they also picked women that are full of drama, that are so controversial, meaning that this is just like a crazy thing that we're gonna watch. And I definitely believe like a lot of people are gonna enjoy this, and the fact that it's trending shows that people are glued to their screens. Cheers. So first up we have Lakongo, and Lakongo was part of, I literally cannot say her name properly, Lakongo. I think I'm saying it properly, Lakongo. She was part of the Real Housewives of Durban franchise. That was season 4 no. I think she was part of season 3. I think we're currently on season 4. Let me check. We are introduced to Lakongo when she arrives in Jamaica, and Mel makes a comment about, is this Mrs. Zuma? And for me, honestly, I feel like Mel was being so shady, because I feel like you've seen the Real Housewives of Durban and how everything played out, and particularly how Lakongo was not so much opening when it came to her relationship with Mr. Zuma. So I definitely feel like it was coming from an angle of I'm being shady, and also to create a storyline. I think because what I've heard about these shows is that they are definitely scripted to a certain degree. That's what I heard, allegedly. So I just feel like Mel was given I don't know, the role rather to bring about the storyline, like Mrs. Zuma. But yeah, I just felt like that was very shady. First of all, you don't know me like personally for you to make such a comment. And I think she just wanted a reaction out of Lakongo. I don't think it came from a place of I'm just kidding, you know. I think it came from a place of we are aware of what makes you triggered or tick, I don't know. But yeah, in the first episode we also are shown I wouldn't say animosity, but the beef that still lingers between her and Nonku from the Real Housewives of Durban, particularly the reunion, because Nonku was the prominent person who would bring about the petal issue and if petal is real. So now we can still see that between the Real Housewives of Durban reunion season 3 and this ultimate Girls Trip South Africa, they have not had contact to maybe, but and for me it was just kind of a shock, because I mean, I feel like these people do bump into each other and they do go to maybe the same social events. I would have thought maybe they have like spoken about it and sorted out that issue, but clearly they have not, and they still carry the same energy from the Real Housewives of Durban, which I also particularly think, because I feel like Nonko is reality TV gold. She is TV herself and she's very controversial, so I also do feel like she was also given that storyline, or rather she was also told to bring about that storyline. What happened at the Real Housewives of Durban. And that is something that I'm actually noticing within, especially in also episode 2, where, but we'll talk about that, where Letabo where Letabo is talking to, who's this lady, to Crystal, about the things that happened in their show. So what I personally feel like, and this is such a reality TV like gold strategy, or rather such a good strategy when it comes to people that came up with this whole concept of the ultimate goals trip. I just feel like what they did is, people need, like, the cast need to dibble and dabble in the issues that happened in their respective franchises, and then find a way to like continue the narratives or the storylines that were brought about in their respective franchises, and sort of try to see how they also merge with each other. That's literally just my take, because I mean, I don't know why I thought this new franchise, the Ultimate Girls Trip, will start with fresh storylines, and because I personally feel like the ladies, as they are full of drama, so I honestly thought it's going to start like very mellow and very chilled. But from the first episode, we see them talking about their previous talking about things that happened in their respective franchises, which is genius, because I think it will, at the end, this will become such a full-bodied and such a powerful show that we're gonna witness. Lakonga also brought up the Tammy Taylor issue to Mel, which I just feel like you could have just waited out a little bit and maybe read the room. I feel like the ladies are so brave and so forthcoming when it comes to things that happen to people in their respective franchises. And she also mentioned something to Nonko, saying that when Nonko was saying her boyfriend is calling her, and she was like, which one? I personally feel like, well, not even personally, it was a jab, because Nonko had asked about Petal, if Petal is real. So it was a way of getting back to Nonko, you get. So these ladies are so petty, oh my goodness. But I also feel like it's warranted for Lakongo to ask Nonko about which boyfriend, you know, to bring about the question which boyfriend to Nonko, because Nonko also came at her sideways, got Petal. And then another person that we're going to talk about is Mel. So of the first episode, I love her poise, I love how she carries herself. She's such a lady, she's so classy. Well, I'm speaking about the first episode. I don't know much also about Mel, because I did not watch The Real Housewives of Pretoria, but I also heard of the drama at Tammy Taylor, but I didn't put a face to it. But now we are, especially for those that did not watch The Real Housewives of Pretoria, we get the opportunity to put the face to the name, or rather to the drama. Mel strikes me off as someone who is very put together. She's lovely, she speaks well, she's just like, you know, so I like her. I do believe that Mel has a bit of shade, because she did, when she made the comment, yeah, Mrs. Zuma, I do think, as I said previously, that I do think she was well aware of the situation, yeah, like, and that relationship, and particularly how things ended for the Real Housewives of Durban, to see that Lakongo had moved on to a new relationship with Petal. So I do think she comes with a bit of shade, and we do also see that in episode 2, which we will touch on later. The next one that we're going to talk about is Nonko. I personally feel like Nonko is a bit intimidated by Mel, because off of the first episode, Nonko is just making nasty comments, like the fact that Mel is Barbie and that Mel is, I don't know, I think she made the fake comment that's saying that she's not fake. She doesn't strike her as someone who's real and authentic, which I would never understand, because I feel like you don't know this person unless you've done some research about her or you have preconceived ideas about her. But I do believe that she's a bit intimidated by Mel, especially because, like I mentioned, Mel is someone that carries herself so well. And I do actually I saw on Twitter people were saying Mel is like Faith Wako Real Housewives of Lagos, and I cannot agree any further than that. That's true. She is literally, like, she's gorgeous, she's tall, and her poise, just how she carries herself as an individual, I can really identify her to Faith Mori, the 6-foot Amazon queen, honey. And then the next person that we're gonna talk about is Beverly. She was part of the Real Housewives of what? Beverly Nalowe. Beverly. Was it Kabeja? I'm not sure. I did not watch Real Housewives at Pretoria, so I would never know. But we first get introduced to a bit of drama surrounding Beverly when she was in the car with Crystal, and she made a comment that Crystal will be the first one to fight, or rather she thinks that Crystal will be the one to start up fights on the ultimate girls trip to Jamaica, because Crystal, basically implying that Crystal, she's quick to anger, she's quick to fighting, So yeah, personally, I don't think, I feel like, yes, it's a sideway comment to make to someone, but I don't think Crystal should have taken it that deep. I don't think it was that deep. I think it's something that could have been laughed off, to say, hey, well, why do you say that, why, you know, and then just laugh it off and say, no, but I think it's you, or something like that. But I don't think it was so much of an issue. It had to be so much of an issue to Crystal. But I think Crystal is also someone who's really triggered. She gets triggered so quickly, and yeah, we'll talk about her later. There was a situation, I don't know if it's Letabo who brought up the situation, saying that she did see on Bev's franchise that there was a situation of Bev's daughter sleeping with Bev's ex-husband. I think it's the ex-husband, and just basically trying to understand how Bev feels about that. Oh, what a sensitive, deep, sad story. I cannot imagine or start to think how Bev is just handling the whole situation, because that's her daughter, you know. And just also, I don't know, I feel like it's such a, and I sympathize with her a lot, it's such a hectic, sensitive topic, and I do think Letabo was not supposed to bring that up in front of everyone. Particularly, I think she could have called her to the side and they could have spoken about it if she was so inquisitive to understand what the situation is. So yeah, I do really sympathize with Bev for that, because I feel like that's such a effed up situation, and it's so, yeah, it hits you to the core, because that's your daughter. Also, like, you wonder, like, okay, do you involve the police? Because you want to, at the end of the day, I do sympathize with her, you know. Towards the end of episode 1, LeJoy made a comment to Crystal to say that Crystal, on their franchise, which is the Real Housewives of Johannesburg, basically implying that Crystal was the problem. And I did not watch that either, because I started watching Real Housewives of Johannesburg like my season 1, season 2, I don't know about season 2, but Madam, I enjoyed that. I ended up not enjoying the Real Housewives of Johannesburg. I think it was from season 2, I'm not too sure, or 3, I'm not too sure, guys. But yeah, I just stopped watching because I just felt like there's just nothing, like, it's so shallow. But apparently it was steamy, hence why it's cancelled. From what I know right now, it has been cancelled. So yeah, LeJoy bringing that up also, I think it wasn't fair for her to interject when Crystal was explaining the situation to the other ladies that were not there, because I think, because Nonko did ask about that situation, what happened, guys, during your the new franchise and the last episodes, blah 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 blah. And LeJoy just kept on going, and I do understand Crystal maybe might have been the problem and basically blamed everyone and not taken accountability of some sort. But I do believe that that was Crystal's platform, because Nongo had asked Crystal. So I just wish Lethabo gave Crystal that opportunity to explain the situation and not interject. You know, I think she was very I don't know, like, yeah, I just wish she didn't interject and gave her a chance to speak. And then with Londi London, there's nothing so far. In episode 1, I expected to see her arrive like towards the end, but she did not arrive. Even in episode 2, Londi London was out there. I'm trying to understand how is she going to come in, because if she's not there in episode 1 and 2, I'm expecting a very dramatic entrance, or rather introduction to this Ultimate Girls trip. Because what is the reason of you not being there for episode 1 and 2? So my hopes are actually very high up there for her to introduce herself into this trip with these girls at Rama. That's honestly what I'm expecting, because yeah, I just can't find any reason for her not to be on the thingy yet. So we'll see. There's someone that I forgot to speak about, which is Liz. And she calls herself Liziwe. I think that's so creative. I think her name is Lizal or what, I don't know, I'm not too sure. But she calls herself Liziwe, which is amazing. But yeah, off of the bat, I love her energy, and she didn't give me much on the first episode. No drama surrounding her. Yeah, I don't have much to say on her with regards to episode 1. But in episode 2, Liz so when there was a situation where Lethabo was basically going head to head with Crystal about what happened in their franchise, The Real Housewives of Johannesburg, and basically saying that Crystal was fighting the doctor and Burnett, and Crystal was not taking accountability for just having beef with everyone. Because how is it possible that you have beef with everyone? Like, is that even a thing? Like, how? Then you're the problem, clearly. That's what she was implying. So now Crystal is just crazy mad. She's just out of it, and she's looking at Lethabo, because I mean, she's the person that she's been arguing with, you know. And then Liz is like, are you looking at me or her? And she's just laughing. You know what? This is two sides. One side, she innocently asked because she probably has not been in interaction with Crystal before. So she didn't really know. I think it came from a very innocent place, but I think her laughing just turned the whole thing around. And I could also understand on Crystal's side, like, just being made fun of because of your lazy eye. So yeah, I think initially Lizal, honestly, let me not say Lizal, Liziwe, let me say Liziwe. Liziwe came off, Liziwe made that comment innocently, you know, the just asking her, are you looking at me or are you looking at Lethabo? I think it was innocent, but then the lady's laughing, and her laughing as a result made Crystal much more angry, and it also came across as bullying, you know, or body shaming. Should we call it body shaming? But yeah, it just came across as bullying or body shaming. I don't know if we should say it's body shaming. And then also there was a situation whereby in episode 2, Liziwe is saying Crystal is Bobby's mother, and people are saying that Crystal should take that as a compliment. I do not think it is a compliment. I would never like take it, well, if you told me that I'm Bobby's mother, you are actually implying that I'm like the older version of Bobby. And what does the older version of Bobby look like? Bobby is like, she has no cellulites, she's pretty, she's poised, she's tall, she's skinny. So if I'm Bobby's mother, that means I'm the older version of Bobby. I have saggy skin and I'm trying so hard. Age. So I think that comment was not nice at all. I don't think she should have made that comment, and I think it's another type of body shaming, honestly speaking. But I don't know how far it's gonna escalate in terms of these comments that these ladies are making towards Crystal. Like, I don't know, like, are they going to make a hoo-ha about the body shaming? Because first of all, second of all, now Bobby's mother. Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, I don't know, I think a lot of people are not gonna agree with me on this. I think I don't know, like over first episode and second episode, I think Crystal is misunderstood, and I do think Crystal tends to take things seriously, which is okay because Haratane and we don't react the same. But I do think, I don't know, man, I just sympathize with Crystal. Like, I don't like how she's being treated, and I also do believe for Crystal like she gets ticked off kapele, you know, but we should also respect that, you know. You know what I've noticed? Nobody annoys Nonku like Mel. First of all, in the first episode, Nonku calls Mel Bobby and that she's fake. In the second episode, she's saying Mel has this accent, she doesn't speak like an Afrikaner. And I just want to understand, why does Nonku hate Mel? Like, what's that all about? What has Mel done to her? Like, are you really intimidated, or is there like a deeper lying issue? Because even when they were doing the river rafting, was it river rafting? Nonku brought up Temi Taylor, and she knows that it's gonna ensue drama, you know. So I'm just wondering, like, what is this? You have such a big bone to pick with Mel. What is it? Like, what? I think she's very much intimidated by Mel Zizo. Going to Mel, on episode 2, they were asking her about the Tammy Taylor issue. Like I said, I did not really follow it that much, but I heard part of it, that there's a lady in the US who is the real rightful owner of Tammy Taylor, and Mel and her husband, or rather Mel, let me just say, is claiming to be the owner, or rather she is still whatever allegedly thing more, but and that she has taken so much money from ladies like Bohepi Simelane and stuff, allegedly. I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm just rephrasing what I heard from the show. This is not my direct opinion, but when she was asked about that, I personally feel like her explanation wasn't, she sounded so confused, she sounded so, it was giving guilty of whatever that she's being accused of. Yeah, I don't know, if she didn't feel the need to explain herself, she could have said, I'm not going to explain myself, I don't feel the need to explain myself. But the fact that she kept on explaining herself, but it didn't, you should have just kept quiet, honestly speaking, because now these people are literally riding on that wave of Tammy Taylor towards the end of episode 2. So yeah, you shouldn't have given them the platform. I'm so sorry about this lighting changing. Like a banana tree outside, so now it's like moving across the window, but I hope that's not an issue. Yeah, I just feel like she shouldn't have explained herself if she didn't feel the need to explain herself, because even her explanation was not making sense. To say that there's a lady who she apparently worked with or something like that, and this lady is also selling her products, and when she started with this whole Tammy Taylor franchising, she the lady told her, the US lady, I think her name is Tammy, said she must call it Tammy Taylor, which is kind of not making sense to me, because how is it that it's your business and you're calling it another person's, you're naming it rather after another person? Do you get me? Like, it doesn't make sense. If I have a business and I know that it's solely mine, it's going to be around me, it's going to be a name that comes from me. Do you get me? And let alone being someone else's name. So yeah, I just didn't understand that. And her saying that the lady Namwelizadi products, that she doesn't make her products anymore, she makes her products herself now, and the whole thing is a lie, carte blanche is not real, when people, Nonku did bring up that carte blanche has been there for so many years, so you cannot say that it's not real, make it make sense. So I do think there's a bit of, oh my gosh, this lighting, I do think there's a bit of fishiness when it comes to this entire story, but I do know that it will become a topic throughout this season. And you know what I like about Mel? Like, she's so poised and all of that. She was carrying an LV dust bag. I feel like she was so real for doing that, because I don't know, like, I just feel like it's so gangsta for carrying an LV dust bag as a handbag. That's crazy. But yeah, I just found that, like, I guess, like, she strikes me as someone who, I don't care what you think of me, you get me? I think she does. She is that kind of person. Like, I don't care how you view me. But yeah, I really like the fact that she was carrying an LV dust bag and she didn't give a F. Also, the Crystal issue, she made a comment, she's trying to keep a distance from Crystal because she doesn't really vibe with her like that. And then now when she's sitting with Crystal, she's like kicking with Crystal, and then they bring about the issue of how you're the same person who said you don't want to be close to Crystal, you know, and you like us, you like Liz. It was Liz, Nonku, and who's the other one? Liz, or Lily Joy. Yeah, it was Liz, Nonku, Lily Joy. She said that she likes them and not Crystal and Bev. So now she's kicking with Crystal, and they like how you're the same person who said you don't like Crystal. So now what's going on? And she was just like, no, I didn't say I don't like her, and I said I'm just trying to keep a safe distance from her. Or you said you don't like her, like you literally implied that you don't like her and you don't want to be close to her because she's giving you the not so good vibes. So stick to your truth, girl. I don't know, Mel is starting to leave a bitter taste in my mouth because I really liked her from episode 1. But except for the Zuma comments, of course, I feel like that was shady. But this is what the show is about. We need shade, we need drama. The show is about drama. Like, we need drama. If people are cordial and matured and this, it's not gonna give what it's supposed to give. Allow them to give us drama. That is what the show should be about. That is how we'll be glued to the screens and they'll get the views. So allow them to give us the drama that we are here for. There is something brewing on Mel. They keep bringing her husband up, and I'm just wondering, what is this thing about Mel's husband? I was just wondering, like, what is this whole thing about Mel's husband? Like, why are people just bringing it up? What is this storm that's brewing? I'm so eager to understand what it is, because first of all, it's the Tammy Taylor issue that keeps on coming up. Then second of all, it's this her husband story that also keeps coming up. Like, what's this thing? I feel like there's going to be so much controversy around Mel, and we are yet to discover South Africa. We are yet to discover. Like, nothing on episode 2. I didn't get much from her. I do believe that Latungo is playing it as safe as possible because she did see how things went down in Real Housewives of Durban. So I do think she's playing it very safe. Love her chats with Mabusi, and I love the fact that they have made a very solid friendship, you know. So yeah, not much to say about her. And then there was a conversation between Beverly and Crystal. Basically Crystal saying that Mel owes her loyalty. She was not supposed to praise LaJoy in front of everybody, more especially after their fight on the table, you know, after LaJoy attacked her. She says that Bev was not supposed to, like, because you are my friend, you owe me the loyalty. But she didn't really tell her that I expected this from you as a friend. And I think if she did say that, Bev was going to say, but you and I are not friends. And I do believe that, yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how these people are always like, we're friends, but they're not really friends. I do think that Crystal must not expect anything from Beverly, because clearly they are not friends. And just from the dynamic of their friendship, I don't think they're friends. Just because she reached out to you, because Crystal did say that Beverly reached out to her, now they are friends. I feel like she was so quick to call Beverly her friend, and she shouldn't have done that, because now look at what's happening. It's messy. I also think Beverly doesn't like Mel. Well, Beverly did say that she doesn't like Mel, and I don't know why. Is it because apparently Mel's husband is following Beverly on Instagram? Like, what's the story? What's going on? This will come up for sure, I know, throughout the season, and we will see what the real issue is between Beverly and Mel. Mel doesn't like Beverly. Beverly doesn't like Mel. Beverly, are you not liking Mel because Mel doesn't like you, or you just don't like Mel because of your own reasons? We shall find out. Also, Crystal is crazy. Like, she was saying that she has a 28-year-old husband twice a day. I think Crystal is special, man. She's a special character, like, different. And yeah, hectic. And I think that's why I'm with a puppet. I do believe that's why I'm with a puppet. Also, the host, Yako Jamaica, like, are you part of the cast? What's going on? Like, you are so opinionated. And that is my review of the Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you have subscribed as well because we are growing as a family. I'm so happy. Please do like, comment and subscribe if you have not. To my new viewers, do watch my old videos. I'm such a vlogger and I upload every Sunday, so yeah, do just catch up and find out the type of person that I am, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.